You're listening to the Chic Code Podcast with Wirda Alyssa and Sophia Arissa. All things chic, candid, and comedy. Hey girlies, welcome back to another episode of the Chic Code Podcast. And this episode is proudly brought to you by Hijama Associates. Bangun pagi kena salah bantal. Allah. Duduk lama sikit pinggang sakit.
Aduh.
Workout sikit je besok tak boleh bangun. But don't worry, Hijama is here for you. Episod ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Hijama Associates. For hijama and therapeutic massage, they come straight to your house with no house call fees.
Kalau badan dah mula bagi signal, jangan ignore. Visit Instagram at hijama.associates, check out www.hijamaassociates.com or WhatsApp 93245513. Hijama Associates, because healing shouldn't wait. You know, because we spend so much money on skincare,
Yes, correct.
supplements and wellness trends. So today we're talking about a healing practice that's been around for centuries.
Centuries, you
Yes.
know. And who are we to deny? Benda ni memang actually works. Aku pernah try.
Aku pun pernah
Kau
try.
pernah try?
Yeah.
It really works lah guys. And korang kalau tak tahu Hijama Associates is about what? It's actually bekam, right?
Of course, yeah.
Become a cupping, you know, the dry cupping and the wet cupping, the blood all come out on.
Yes, correct.
It's scary, but I think with this new sponsor on board, we are going to educate you guys on the importance of hijama.
Yes, correct.
Yes, betul.
Yeah, so it's rooted in faith lah and still incredible and relevant for women today. Women today.
Women and men lah, both.
Yalah, correct. Yeah, because kalau men, untuk men pun ada. It's not just for girls. So
Yeah.
you guys boleh do house call booking. So the couple will come to do the couple for you lah.
Got the couple one lah. And don't worry, like aku dulu have this thing about macam bekam whenever I go to massage places. Macam kat JB kan, kadang dorang ada bekam and then they do it the traditional way. They do it with glass cups. Have you seen?
Oh, I've never seen.
Okay, so dulu aku pun ada satu set macam it's his like glass cups.
Oh, he
Yeah,
do for people.
No, I think I don't know what lah, but he has that one whole set I remembered. Tapi aku macam gefelifi sikit because glass cups and then like you have to sterilize it and then you know because you're dealing with blood.
Yeah.
So that was the impression that I had when it comes to cupping glass cups. Tapi dengan dorang ada disposable cups.
Disposable lah.
Yeah,
Come on.
disposable.
Don't reuse lah.
Yeah, betul. I mean now zaman pun dah modern, so they have disposable needles, semua is all disposable.
Of course,
Untuk kau saja, lepas tu buang.
Yes, correct. That is
Yeah.
very important because
Correct.
kan aku have seen this news yang macam a girl that did micro needling and then they reused the same needle, right? So she got HIV
Oh my
from that needle, you know.
Oh my god.
It's so scary. So whenever like kita tengok tempat yang macam that involves needles kan, better kau pergi kat tempat-tempat yang you know prioritize cleanliness
Betul.
and hygiene.
Yeah.
So jangan risau because at Hijama Associates of course they prioritize
Of
that.
course.
And yeah, it's disposable, so it's very very safe lah.
Very safe.
Yeah, and you really will feel the difference. Badan kau akan rasa ringan even at just one session, the first session.
betul.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and also we did a product talk with them. They said one of the client has terrible migraine for 2 years, I think, 2 or 1 year kan. And then after one session, gone just like that.
Like that.
Yup.
And then remember aku punya acne story pun sama.
Very,
Aku
yes.
buat bekam kat muka aku dah macam Pikachu. Aku buat kat sini. Lepas tu acne aku pun gone.
Gone, huh?
Gone. Yeah. So it's like wow, like it's really amazing lah guys. So untuk episod-episod yang dibawakan khas oleh Hijama Associates, stay tuned till the end of this video sebab kita ada product talk dengan the owners of Hijama Associates. They will educate you guys more on the service.
Betul.
So
betul.
on to the show. Hari ni kita akan buat crowd favorite cerita Sasway.
Sasway, cerita, Sasway, cerita, Sasway,
cerita, Sasway cerita, Sasway cerita, Sasway cerita, Sasway cerita.
Mini clap.
Aku tengok balik episod dengan Jane.
Dia cakap
Like clap.
like
Sembarang ke?
picit. Kelakar to this episode. Yeah.
Kelakar gila.
Yeah.
Okay, banyak gila email. Siapa nak kerja dengan kita untuk organize email?
Okay, admin lah
Admin
Siapa nak jadi admin kita?
please send in your resume.
Yes, please send in your resume lah, because Glenda is very, very busy.
Yeah, correct. We cannot just depend on Glenda, man.
Yeah, we really need an admin/marketing.
Yeah.
So please submit your resume if you are interested to work
Yes.
with us.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
And it would be great if you can filter the emails for us.
Correct. Yeah.
Because a lot.
A lot lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. So, cerita first.
Okay. Aku nak baca
Go.
Okay, tapi this is weird date. But it's also cerita Sasway mah.
Yeah,
right?
correct, ma.
But it's under the dating
Okay.
segment lah, okay?
Sure.
So, dia cakap, ajak jumpa. Tapi...
Okay.
Hi girls, sending a lot of love for you guys. Keep being healthy and happy. I love hearing you both laugh. Really makes my day. Hee. Back to 2022, I met this guy on Tinder. Post-COVID already, so can go out but must wear mask, right? That time I was shopping at the mall when I got a message from this guy. Told him I'm currently shopping at this one mall, and then he said he wants to join since it's not that far from his house.
Okay.
I okaykan je lah since I'm alone anyways. We agreed to meet at the center of the mall bila dia dah sampai. Okay, you jumpa I'm at the middle of the mall lah, at the atrium, you know.
Atrium.
He noticed me right away, but I tak cam muka dia sebab dekat Tinder dia letak muka half face je. Lepas tu he texted, I dah nampak you, cantiknya you, malulah I. Oh, takut.
Seram je.
Yeah.
Okay. Lepas tu.
I tanya lah, dia mana? Cause I didn't notice him. Rupanya menyuruk dekat belakang tiang, babe.
Oh, dia dekat belakang ini.
Cantiknya you, I malu. Lepas tu I text balik, datanglah dekat I, kena I datang dekat you. And then he said, malulah. I tried to go to him, lepas tu dia menjauh. Dan nak main kejar-kejar ke bang? So I texted him, either you come to me or I'm leaving you here. And still, malulah.
Allah. Apalah kau ni.
So I just cawa dari situ, tak hamak nak buat Hindustan dalam mall. Barulah he reached out to me. I told him, I lapar nak makan. So we went to eat there.
Okay.
After order, kita orang duduk berhadapan tau. And he just talked with his face mask on. Bila makanan dah sampai, I nak dig in lah. So I asked him, buka lah mask tu, tak nak makan ke? And then he said, he's embarrassed to show his face. You know what he did? I can promise yang I sepanjang kita makan, I tak angkat kepala I untuk tengok muka dia sebab malu.
Wow, macam buka jilbabmu Aisyah tau dia punya malu dia. Kau faham tak? Tapi dia lelaki.
Dia lelaki. Okay. So you bayangkan ya, sepanjang makan tu sambil borak dengan dia, I pandang. So
Dia dah buka belum? Mas dia dah buka belum?
dah ada tengah makan ya. So kau kena buat promise dulu. Kau tak boleh tengok atas, kau kena tengok bawah je.
Kalau
So-
kan perempuan bernikab, kau faham tak?
Ya. Kau yang kena
Kau yang
lower
kena
your
lower
gaze.
Okay.
Okay, so you dulu sekolah mana? Oh, I dulu. Tapi dia boleh ni makan sambil tengok kau.
Apa ni pelik. Lepas tu.
Okay. I can promise, okay. You bayangkan ya, sepanjang makan tu sambil borak dengan dia, I pandang lantai, tak pun makanan. Tak angkat kepala pun borak, tak pun makanan. Tak angkat kepala pun borak dengan dia until dia pakai mask dia balik. He's not ugly pun, average looking, tapi gigi sengit. Tu je.
Oh, dia insecure lah.
Dia insecure lah.
Sakit tengkuk kau tau.
Kalau aku kan,
Kau.
aku cakap okay, I promise. Tapi bila aku tengok bawah, aku tertiba. Wah! Kasih dia terkejut and gelap. Mesti kau gelap lah. Gelupa. Kan?
Okay.
Kan?
So
Do something that dia tak expect. I like to be like that. Get what I mean?
tadi kau tunduk, kau step jatuh basuh kau cross kat the other side Kau nak sembunyi sangat.
Betul. You. Mesti dia,
Kau akan buat gitu. Okay.
yeah, relax lah guys.
Okay. Lepas
After that, his mom called. Dia cakap lah dia kena pick up his mom call. His mom from his aunt house. So dia kena pick up his mom from his auntie house.
Okay.
Apa okay lah nak balik since it's already 9 PM dah. So he offered to send me home, but I refused sebab kita kata kena pick up mak dia dulu before send me home. I cakap lah I tak reti bergaul with moms, especially first date kot. So I ordered Grab and he waited until my Grab arrived, baru dia gerak juga. Then I dah balik mandi apa semua, he texted nak ajak I pergi McD drive-thru at 11 PM. I rejected sebab dah penat and already resting. He macam merajuk lah sebab esok tu I dah balik college, which is a bit far from him. 45 minutes je babe. I ended up ghosting him. A few days after baru I tahu rupanya laki Tinder terms ajak McD drive-thru or late night drive equals to doing something tak senonoh lah in car.
ya ke?
Baru kakak tahu.
Aku tak tahu. Kalau aku si bodoh ni, beli jom pergi McD drive-thru, lapar. Si bodoh
ni makan Mac sausage.
Mac sausage.
Hai, dah malam pun ada breakfast. You ada breakfast. Mac sausage dia bagi.
Terperanjat tiba ada sausage. Aku tak nak makan breakfast menu. Tai betul.
Kau ada breakfast. Ada breakfast. Si ada.
Sial lah.
Bastard saya.
Mac sausage.
Kadang-kadang fikir balik kan, rasa macam kuat juga I testing doa mak I. Because I wouldn't know what would happen to me if I agree untuk dia hantar I balik or agree untuk McD drive-thru. Lagi-lagi time tu dia pancing I dengan Oreo McFlurry. Betul you tak nak Oreo McFlurry tau kan?
Kalau aku tidak kena makan Syul.
Aku pun kalau especially kat Malaysian you nak ayam goreng McD.
Kau punya weakness.
Kan?
Tak. Alamak.
Kan?
Tak maulah macam gini.
To girls out there, I don't know about Singapore, but if you are Malaysian, always go for public place for first date and don't let them pick you up from your place. Just ask him to pay for the Grab. Better be safe than sorry ya. Bukan apa, but guys on dating apps ni banyak nak ringan-ringan dan gitu. That's all from me. Thank you for reading my email and send many hugs to you. Love you more. You know, these are men that is broke, but they want something from you girls. So as girls, please don't be stupid and don't be so easy to give guys.
Yalah.
Because even escorts, they charge for their service. So why are these girls giving free like a community charity? Cannot. As girls,
protect yourself lah guys.
Protect ourselves. Because our dignity is very important.
Betul sangat.
Cannot be bought also lah. It's priceless lah.
Ya betul sangat.
Yalah.
Okay. Hi girls, I have been listening to you guys from a few months back and I've been enjoying every single story of yours. Anyway, I'm a fan from Malaysia. And sebabkan I recently ni suka dengar pasal podcast you guys about laki-laki saswe, I rasa terpanggil lah nak cerita siapa tu kau ni. Apa tu?
Tak tahu, aku suka cerita-cerita saswi korang. Pasal korang, whenever korang send an email about like a saswi guy, they attach a picture.
Yes.
So it makes our imagination macam very fun because we can visualize.
Dia attach. Alamak. Okay, sure. Okay, I rasa terpanggil nak cerita my saswi story. Please keep me anonymous by the way. Nak jadikan cerita, I met this one guy from a program. My friend yang kenakan kita orang. Kenankan kita orang. Kira kenalkan each other lah. Kenan. Okay. Matchmake. Okay. Mind you, I thought he was in late 20s since I was 22 at that time. So I thought macam okay je lah kan. Tapi rupanya he is in his mid 30s. Okay. I heard he has a professional job for a few years dah and he held such a good position in that company. But the reason I agreed to date him bukan sebab his job or money, tapi just because I genuinely like his face and personality. Date punya date sampai 2 months, I finally broke up with him for a few reasons. Bear in mind, I jenis yang kuat pendam pasal problem kalau especially in relationship. A lot of my friends always ask me kenapa I break up tiba-tiba. Semua orang nampak I macam okay je dengan dia. Tapi here comes the things. It all started when I balik kerja. I buat part-time during weekend at F&B restaurant. And dia ni kerja weekdays je. Tapi dia ni macam malas tanya I nak pergi kerja naik apa, balik kerja macam mana, when he literally lives 10-20 minutes away from my college. I macam penat tahu asyik nak kena cakap when he literally know yang I memang tak ada transport untuk pergi kerja. And one day I balik kerja, I minta dia ambilkan. Lepas tu ajak pergi makan dekat Siu Mat ke mana entah I tak ingat. Then dia turun kereta, I jalanlah belakang dia kan. Pintu Siu Mat tu kan kena tolak dulu baru kita boleh masuk. Tapi tak weh, dia masuk dulu. Lepas tu dia hempas je pintu tu terkena bahu I. Tak gentleman langsung. Leaving me outside of the kedai. I macam dumbfounded gila. Takkan nak pegangkan pintu pun susah. Dah lah I penat tahu baru balik kerja. Lepas tu dia boleh gelak-gelak cakap sorry sebab dia tak perasan I kat belakang. Padahal dia keluar rumah malam tu just to pick me up from work. What does he mean by dia lupa I dengan dia? Whatever lah. Dan barulah nak throwback semua benda yang jadi. Okay? Number 1. Dia ni jenis yang berkira tau. Bukan bab makan tapi bab benda lain. Contohnya, kalau I minta hantarkan I pergi mana-mana, dia akan cakap, bukan apa lah you, duit minyak lagi. Damn, jeez. Damn, okay. I macam, alamak, tu pun nak berkira ke? Lepas tu ada one time ni, I suruh dia hantarkan I balik pergi Terengganu kot daripada Selangor sebab I dah nak habis tadi. Dia cakap, Terengganu nanti I fikir sebab mengantuk tu nak drive kat sana. Tak ada public transport ke? I macam, what the hell, my dad won't even brag kalau kena hantar I dari utara ke selatan sekalipun. Lols. Number 2, ada sekali tu dia beria-ia nak ikut I balik kampung kat pulau. Lepas tu I gurau lah dengan dia asking me to buy me a ticket flight under RM100 je, by the way time tu harga tiket. Lepas tu dia cakap, asal pula dia kena belanja? I ni bukan bini dia. Mind you, I tak pernah minta duit dia sesen pun. I was just joking at that time sebab dia yang beria betul nak ikut I balik kampung sebab nak jumpa mak I. Below RM100 je nya.
It's some men are just pelukit lah babe. Faham tak?
Aku tak faham kenapa
Very
dia
feminine
macam tu. Ya. Macam takut nak duit kau like macam takut duit kau habis. Kau faham tak?
Kalau macam nak jadi nak jadi suami tu in the future.
Kan macam nak jadi provider. Kan. Kalau cakap pasal tunang ke apa, dia pernah suruh tunang dekat kampung dekat Melaka just because transportation untuk bawa rombongan ke kampung, ke my kampung is costly.
Ayo.
And his salary range is about RM6,000 to RM8,000 by the way. That's quite a lot, right? Lepas tu dia cakap dia nak tunang kat kampung I makan modal. And dia paling-paling pun maybe akan hantar satu kereta je. Kalau I gelak over sikit ke apa, that's point number 4. Kalau I gelak over sikit ke apa, dia akan judge I. Dia akan cakap, perlukah I gelak macam tu? Gelak sopan sikit tak boleh ke? I'm macam, lol, okay. Number 5. I pernah cerita dengan dia about my friend yang ada major depression disorder, yang self-harm teruk gila. Tapi my friend ni berjaya achieve satu kejayaan yang sangat besar lah kan. Dan dia cakap, tak faham kenapa budak uni sayang ni semua ada mental health issues. Bear in mind, he's aware I pun menghidap borderline personality disorder. Tapi dia macam tak percaya pun I ni sakit. Dia kata I cuma burnout when I literally was diagnosed by my psychiatrist. Number 6. His friend, perempuan, yang also my ex-friend, yang kenakan kita orang pun back up my ex habis-habis when we break up. Cakap I'm too demanding things, too demanding macam untuk minta princess treatment. Dah cakap, pegangkan pintu pun dia kira princess treatment ke?
Iya aku bingit betul lah dengan cerita ni.
Kalau macam tu, yang guna through pintu yang dia buka tu kira princess ke hanjit betul, dia cakap. Number 7. He never gets me anything. Flowers ke, hadiah ke, duit, apa tak lagi. He even set RM200 je sebulan untuk keluar pergi dating dengan I. I yang student ni belikan dia hadiah. Geram Number 8. Bila I confront dia about his zero effort, dia kaitkan pula dengan dia trauma dengan perempuan yang pernah date sebab semua kaki kikis.
Kikis apa? Boleh kikis apa dari
Tu
kau? Ha?
pasal. I was like, how can a man trauma dump on me? I literally gave all out for this relationship, putting my trauma aside, tapi dia boleh pula cakap pasal trauma dia. Kesimpulannya, lelaki banyak sasui weh. Korang kat luar sana, tolonglah pilih partner elok-elok ya, sebelum kahwin dan dah berkira apatah lagi lepas kahwin. Okay, itu saja cerita sasui I hope korang sudi baca my cerita. Love the Shit Code Podcast so bad. Semoga terus sukses korang. Thank you for sharing my story. Thank you
Amin. Thank you so much.
for emailing us. My God, kaya tapi kedekut tai hidung masin. Title dia.
Sofia, it's always these broke boys yang complain so much about girls digging their gold. Huh?
Yeah.
It's
Why?
always the broke guys yang
Why,
macam so worried that I'm so scared I might attract a gold digger.
Yeah.
Did you know for a man to be rich needs to have a wife that create macam that loves money.
Yeah.
So dia akan auto buat macam lelaki as a suami tu macam like okay, how do I macam get more money so I could impress or I could provide for my wife.
Betul.
If your partner, if your girlfriend or your wife is not like macam a money lover, you're just gonna be stagnant.
Ya betul.
Betul.
Betul sangat.
Kan?
Ya.
Kan if a wife macam like you, I nak ni, I nak tu, you will macam
Ya.
auto.
Kalau kau
betul
sayang
tak?
bini kau lah.
Adri.
Kalau kau sayang, kalau kau sayang bini kau.
Ya, ni aku
you will-
nampak lah kat
Ya.
Instagram kan.
Betul,
I
betul,
got
betul.
send you before.
Betul. Ya.
Ya.
Correct. Correct what?
Betul.
Kau takut nak duit kau habis.
Correct.
Kan? Kalau kau, for example, kau locate dengan dengan girlfriend kau, for example, and then kau still have the cheek to want to date her, and then how are you like as a person? Macam kau mesti locate dengan family kau juga. Kau mesti macam locate dengan everyone else around you.
Yes.
And then it's such a disgusting behaviour, you know. Locate ni semua tak bawa kau gimana lah siap.
Betul.
Ayo.
Sekejap, I'm gonna find that. This one. I love this quote so much, guys. Don't marry a woman who doesn't love money. You will die poor. Women are the biggest motivation for making money.
So true.
It's so,
So
damn
true.
true.
Yeah,
Kan?
so true.
So macam
Dia macam motivate kau to do better in life.
Yeah.
In a way. Macam, okay, aku nak bahagiakan bini aku.
yeah, so I'm gonna find ways to, you know, get macam side money.
Yeah.
Kan macam okay if you have a full-time job,
Yeah.
but then you still want to do macam lepas tu kerja Grab.
Yeah.
Kan untuk
Yeah.
macam get to so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
macam
yeah,
you can have extra saving ke, you can buy a gift for your wife ke. Kan?
Betul. Kau won't rest easy lah. Macam tak apalah ni cukup-cukup makan. Kau tahu macam that
if
kind.
like your wife also macam tak apalah you ni okay. Then your man will be comfortable, you know.
Correct. Comfortable is the word. Yeah.
But of course kita being comfortable macam grateful is good lah.
Of course, of
Tapi like macam in life I feel like you must to always crave for more because right I feel God is not on budget. So
That's true.
whatever you want and even if it's like to you it's like impossible to reach, but just doa for it.
Yeah.
You might never know, but of course
Correct.
you have to work towards it lah.
Correct,
Kau tak boleh
correct.
macam like I wish to be a millionaire, but you are not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Kan?
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah, maybe macam okay then you start a side business and then maybe the side business your money makes more money than your current full-time job. And then how you multiply that macam money,
Yeah.
kan macam you get stuff ke apa, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then in 5 years time you want to sell that business.
Correct.
Kan like macam must always think ahead, right?
Betul. Betul.
Yeah.
Very good point lah, ha?
Yeah. So it's a very turn off lah when a boy is so
Kedekut.
So
Yeah.
girls, ni kakak bilang you kalau you dapat lelaki yang kedekut, it's a major red flag lah.
Betul. Betul
Because-
sangat.
Yeah, so babe, trust me, there are so many generous men out there. You know, dulu I met my husband. My husband is not a wealthy man at that
Yeah.
point of time tau.
Yeah,
So, but he's very generous to me.
Yeah, betul.
Kau faham tak?
Yes.
Yeah, so tu macam the trait that I like about him.
Yeah.
Like he would do anything to impress me.
Correct.
And aku can see that he's like macam very hardworking. And macam aku tanya, okay, what do you want to do in the future? Like he has goals and plans. So aku macam like, oh, okay, I can support you lah. Macam whatever
Yeah.
it is, I can support you and we work together ke
Yeah.
apa ke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kan, that's the trait that you want to see in a man lah.
Kan, betul tak? Like of course.
It feels nice, you know, kalau a man is very generous towards you.
Yeah,
Tak
even though
locate
they are
dengan kau.
not rich.
Correct.
Kan,
That is so
for
true.
to be a generous man, you don't have to be rich.
Ya, betul.
tak?
Betul.
Sometimes lelaki atau perempuan yang macam they don't have much.
Yeah, correct.
Tapi ada je kan kawan-kawan kita like macam they are okay je macam middle income.
Yeah.
Tapi diorang tak pernah locate in terms
yes.
of makanan.
Especially makanan. Kan?
So macam like it's such a nice trait to have, you know.
Betul.
Yeah.
Ya, kau jangan lukit lah guys. Aku rasa banyak kali kita dah 200 episod ni, 200 lebih episod ni kita asyik cakap jangan lukit. Because kau kasih orang ke apa, kau niat kau ikhlas, it will come back to you tenfold. You know? Yeah.
Title dia, Jantan pendek, saswe, gem, tak sedar diri and keparat.
Alam.
Ni yang desain gambar tu lah, babes.
Okay.
Hey Rida and Sophia, first of all, I really hope you read this email and whatever I'm going to share. I hope it brings joy to everyone listening sebab lelaki ni memang tak guna and tak boleh pakai. By the way, this podcast is very macam girly pops kan. So we also receive comments from guys macam asyik bawa pasal lelaki. Asyik bawa pasal lelaki je, asal tak bawa pasal perempuan. We're open to that. Just give us
email kita guys.
Email us. It's not
Betul.
honestly, of course not just male yang macam salah.
Yeah.
There are girls who are macam pun saswe jugalah kan.
Banyak.
Yeah, tapi memang this podcast is girly pops kan. So
and banyak girls yang email kita.
Yeah.
Kalau korang nak, email kita guys.
email lah.
Kau nampak yang TikTok sebelum kau continue, ada TikTok this I think Malaysian lady, she took video of her husband watching our podcast. Lepas tu dia cakap, kau jangan nanti aku submit story kat dorang.
Ya, semua dah threaten nak
Semua
submit story
nak submit story kat TV.
So cerita dia macam ni. I met this guy in 2024 after heartbreak and I thought he was the sweetest guy ever. The first time he fetched me from work, we instantly clicked. Okay lah, off to a good start I thought. And then the second time we went out, that was when we actually got put off the car and I saw how short he was. He was about 163 and mind you, I was standing at 165. Tapi tak apa, I close one eye sebab dia baik and sangat green flag masa tu.
Okay lah.
Okay. We went on and got closer and in the end got together. 6 months passed and that one day he sent me a video message saying he was going to eat with his family. I didn't think much of it and said okay, take care and went on with my day, but somehow I tergerak hati nak check location dia. And there I saw he was stopped by a location. Nak tahu mana? Rumah ex dia. Macam mana I tahu? Sebab dia pernah bilang I, at first I didn't think much sebab I thought maybe he was just using that road called as per normal, but he said he lost feelings. That was when I knew my instinct was right. The next day I met him and talked to him about it. He said he really don't feel anything between us. Then he left the vehicle to get something at the back. I tergerak hati nak buka handphone dia and there it was, a chat on WhatsApp that said, long story short, we broke up already. That was sent to his ex.
Okay.
So malam tu dia makan dengan ex dia, Saswi. I was upset, cried and begged for him. But he shouted at me saying, aku tak sayang kau, aku sayang dia. There's more to that, but let's keep it at that. And this happened in October 2024. On February 2025, he texted me back asking if I hated him. You benci I tak? And if I was seeing anyone else. At that point in time, I was still in love with him. So yes, I got back together, which was about to be the biggest disaster. Everything was fine until up the 1 year mark. We kept bickering over small issues that he failed to see why I got upset and didn't understand why. Then he claimed that he lost feelings again sebab I was naggy and tak pernah happy dengan apa yang dia buat untuk I. Mind you, I was unhappy for a reason. One of them was him not updating me what was his plans for the day, like where he's headed to and all that. His reason was, you kan ada location I, tengok je lah. Tapi I nak dia update juga sebab takkan 24 jam I nak tengok location dia. By him telling me where he's going, it shows he cares about me and wants to keep me in the loop. Tu pun susah dia nak faham. He asked me for a break. Okay, I gave even though it was not easy for me. Last dapat tahu dia jumpa perempuan lain belakang I. So this is not the one time, twice already.
Twice already.
On the same day kita break up. That same day juga dia expose partner baru. Saswi dah lah pendek, tak tahu bersyukur. Masa datang balik cakap minta maaf and takkan buat lagi. Lain kali tak payah janji kalau tak boleh nak tepati. Dia pun start to change lepas dia dah start active jogging and dah start dye rambut. Fikir diri dia dah terpaling hot stuff and boleh dapat je siapa yang dia nak. Let me guess, ni mesti basket buat blonde.
Siapa Wida basket blonde? Sampai tukar personality. Siapa?
Tu kalau lelaki-lelaki Melayu kan, orang nak macam okay, put it up a notch.
Kau tahu, aku tak tahu is it a salon TikTok ke apa kan. Tapi dia buat macam compilation of like all celebrity Malaysian yang buat basket blonde. So first was Q Haida. Okay, so macam hot. Lepas tu semua siapa, aku tak ingat siapa. Tapi kau tahu Adlin Aman Ramli, do you know who's that?
Yup.
Also did blonde. Someone commented macam apik jual basikal. Kau sama kadang-kadang Cina-Cina. Dah kat balik aku macam sama bodoh. Macam apik repair basikal.
Wah, ini tayau dah pancil.
Betul. Pasal dia buat blonde yang grey-grey punya. Kau tahu tak? Sama. Aku cari, aku tunjuk kau. Okay.
Tapi handsome. Aku suka rambut gitu.
Ya, cantik.
Cantik lah macam Maluma. Kau tak kenal Maluma?
Maluma siapa?
Kau ni.
Kau dah banyak kali cakap Maluma. Dia apa, singer ke, actor ke?
Yalah, Latin singer.
Oh.
Tu me parte ese corazón.
Oh,
tak
lagu.
ada?
Oh, lagu tu. Okay, betul. Pernah dengar. Okay. Ha? Okay.
Kau tahu tak Adri? Maluma.
Kau tanya dia lagi.
Oh, dorang kes. Kau kan faham, dia dengan Adrian, diorang macam indie people, you know. They don't listen to.
Aku dengar juga, tapi taklah ekstensif. Carol G, aku dengar Carol G. Oh, macam ni.
Ini Maluma baby.
Oh, Maluma. Okay.
Ini baru Maluma baby.
Oh,
Jadi sama abang Melayu kita nak jadi Maluma baby lah. Jadi Maluma. Tapi aku sukalah.
yelah, memang
Actually
memang
aku
cantik.
suka. Kalau apa-apa sarung matang kan, buat rambut gini memang terbaik lah.
Betul.
Memang terbaik dari ladang lah.
Betul, because they look like Brazilian, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like Latin.
Yes.
Yeah, you get what I mean?
Yes.
But if Adlin Amar Ramli
Okay lah tu kan.
okay, actually style.
Macam
Tapi
gangster Jepun.
komen tu macam sial. Yeah, actually macam gangster Jepun. Kau nampak ni, kau macam gangster Jepun.
Tengok.
Kau dia buat.
Oh, dia
macam ni.
buat.
Dia buat macam. Actually he very good looking lah. Huh?
Macam bapak dia juga tompel.
Oh yeah. Betul. Aku tak boleh cari gambar blonde tu. Okay, but anyway.
Okay, jap.
Okay, continue. Pasu. Basket tukar rambut.
Oh, dah start dye rambut.
Dye rambut. Okay.
Padahal I yang banyak tolong dia glow up.
Oh.
Sebab tu kau jangan sekali-sekali konon dia nak glow up kan lelaki. Kalau dah jadi suami tak apa. Kalau boyfriend nanti
biar.
orang ni confidence.
Betul. Off the roof.
Babe, especially when pretty girls right dapat lelaki average. Tapi si average tu rasa terpaling hot stuff because he managed to bag a pretty girl.
Ya, betul.
And then he suddenly macam his confidence right off the roof right. Cheat on that pretty girl.
Kan? Ada hati.
A lot.
Padahal kau average tau dulu.
Padahal si perempuan ni dah had enough with handsome bad boys.
Betul.
So konon ni macam okay, you know what?
Go with the average. Kau the average looking. It's okay. Tapi kau pun prek juga.
Which is worse because like
Yes. Which is
the
worse.
audacity lah
Ya,
kan.
betul. Itulah masuk banyak email. Jantan tak sedar diri. Kau faham tak? Okay.
Kan.
Lepas tu.
Okay. Aku asyik okay. Lepas tu bila break up, dia cakap I yang selfish when dia yang tengah enjoy dengan perempuan lain masa I tengah sedih. Dia cakap I gila and that's why tak ada orang nak I.
Okay.
They even had the audacity to cakap that they regret getting back together dengan I, padahal dia yang minta get back. Okay lah, dia terpaling kan. I dah attach gambar untuk you all tengok betapa handsomenya dan tak bersyukurnya si Mamat gems tak sedar diri ni. Okay lah girlies, tu je untuk this time. May you guys succeed always and let's hope jantan keparat ni takkan jumpa kebahagiaan sampai bila-bila sebab buat I macam ni. Wow. Let's see the jantan keparat. Ayah, my pearl.
Ayah.
Got pearl, huh? Never tell me.
I never see
Ayo.
Where did it fly
Can I
from?
get one tissue, please? Tissue?
Where did it come from?
I don't know.
Wow. Aku dulu
You
Captain
got
Bau.
you
Jangan
got
nanti nampak.
Oh, yes,
Muka
yes.
dia.
Oh, ni yang tengah nak glow up lah. Kau tak
Kau tahu perempuan ni hantar gambar apa guys? Dia hantar gambar dia tengah potong rambut dengan kau tahu ada barber punya ni dengan muka dia tersenyum dengan hair clip kat atas kepala dengan nak glow up lah.
glow up, ha.
Glow up. Okay lah.
So moral of the story, kau jangan make over. Biar dia gitu. Biar. Kau jangan. Kan biar kau je cantik sorang-sorang. Kan? Betul lah bu. Kan biar.
Betul.
Biar dia.
Anyway guys, this episode is brought to you by Hijama Associates. Stay tuned till the end of this video sebab kita ada product talk dengan the owners of Hijama Associates. Where diorang ceritakan pengalaman diorang buat hijama on their clients and how it changed, you know, their life and everything. Is so heartwarming to hear lah. So korang stay tuned till the end. But meanwhile, let me tell you another story.
Yay.
Okay, kejap Let me find. Okay. Abang bodyguard pendek baran. Korang ni kadang dah title macam sial. Kau tahu tak? Kau dah tapi bodyguard kau.
Bodyguard.
Bodyguard.
Oh.
Barang.
Hey. Dia tengok atas.
Okay. Hi girlies, please hide my name.
Okay.
Sure. I nak share my stories with you guys. For me rasa annoying sikit tapi lawak sangat sampai sekarang kalau ingat I still rasa malu.
Okay.
Kau baca lah cerita ni. Kenapa? Kau baca mesti kelakar. Aku baca serius sangat.
Okay, cerita dia macam ni.
Okay.
One day, I ada kenal seorang lelaki ni dari dating apps. Okay. Bila tengok gambar dia not bad lah. Nampak macam tinggi. So we contact each other.
Okay.
So we contact each other dalam 2 minggu macam tu. Then dia ajak I keluar. So I pun macam okay lah, I pun agree nak keluar dengan dia. So he picked me up dekat rumah. Dia cakap dia kerja bodyguard. So I expect wow.
Mesti sadu.
Yes,
tinggi.
Kau tahu macam selebriti yang kat US punya bodyguard,
bodyguard
kan like
macam-
is Kong kan. Macam The Rock, Vin Diesel.
Betul.
Macam Mua-Mua, Jason Mua-Mua.
Mua. Macam Mamu, Shanas, that kind of build.
Blood
Brothers.
Brothers kan.
Kan satu team macam tu pakai coat hitam.
Yes.
Bodyguard.
So dia ada cakap dia kerja bodyguard. Okay.
Okay.
So I expect selalunya lelaki kerja macam ni kan tegap dan tinggi lah kan.
Yeah.
Sumpah dalam gambar dia nampak tinggi.
Okay.
Bila I masuk je kereta, I tengok dia. My first impression bila tengok dia, kenapa nampak dia duduk macam tenggelam dari seat driver dia?
Oh.
Tenggelam macam gini. Tenggelam ni.
Macam sunken in.
Sunken in.
Get what I mean?
Yep.
Okay then.
I nampak macam gegasi duduk sebelah dia. Then I fikir, oh maybe dia adjust seat dia rendah.
Maybe.
So I pun
lowered.
some can.
Ya, betul.
Salah. Alamak.
Allah.
Terlepas. Okay. So I pun teruskan je lah sembang dengan dia dalam kereta sebab on the way pergi makan. Bila sampai je dekat kedai makan, kita orang pun turun dari kereta. Bila I tengok je dia turun dari kereta nak datang dekat I, sekali I speechless. I terkejut sebab dia pendek and kecil macam budak tingkatan 4.
Allah.
He's 28 this year by the way.
Tingkatan 4 Sec 4 tau.
Sekejap, macam budak tingkat 4.
Tingkat
Means apa?
Tingkat 4
Form
Form 4 Kan?
Sekolah rendah 4.
Tak tingkatan 4, aku rasa sec 4.
Tapi set 4 dah tinggi-tinggi Syul. Kan?
Tak tahu, aku tak tahu means really very petite lah. Petite. Okay, lepas.
He's 28 this year by the way. Bila kita orang berdiri sebelah, oh my gosh, I rasa macam I ni kakak dia weh.
Allah.
Lepas tu nak lintas jalan, dia rangkul pinggang I.
Okay.
Terus elak and jalan laju-laju sebab I secure jalan dengan dia sebab I ni nampak gegasi.
Okay.
So kita orang sembang. Dia selalu cakap pasal kerja dia lah. Dia cakap dia akan jaga I sepenuhnya, konon. So kita orang pun order makanan. Masa tu makanan dah sampai. Then my I tak sampai. My I tak sampai-sampai lagi tau. Dia pun tanya mana my drinks. Then waitress tu last minute cakap yang I order tu tak ada. I order lychee ice.
Okay.
Then tiba-tiba dia mengamuk kat situ. Dia cakap tak ada. Lepas tu pergilah beli. Takkan nak ajar satu-satu kot. Dia cakap kuat dengan muka baran tu. Satu kedai dengar. Maybe dia nak tunjuk lah. Dia protektif kot. Masa tu I malu sangat. Akak tu sampai muka dia merah. Then I cakap tak apalah, tukar je lah. Dia still nak mengamuk. Tiba-tiba dia keluarkan ayat romantik. I tak boleh orang buat you macam tu. I tak boleh orang buat you macam tu. I kena protect you. Time tu nak gelak. Dah lah kau tu pendek. Aku ni lagi besar dari kau tau. Then dia hantar I balik. Since that night I fikir I tak nak teruskan lagi sebab tengok jenis senang baran. Then I tak reply chat dia. Dia spam call and message. And now dia dah ada girlfriend yang sesuai and sama tinggi dengan dia. That's all my story. Thank you for reading my stories on your podcast. I hari-hari dengar podcast korang and selalu tunggu new stories from you guys. By the way, I'm from Malaysia. Stay pretty. Love you guys. Take care.
Thank you. Allah.
It's
Mana aku
so awkward Kalau orang marah, especially first date.
First date. Kau simpan perangai buruk kau dulu.
Macam marah lah. Tak ada ais lychee. Kan? Asal pergilah beli. Tu pun nak kena bilang ke?
Relax abang.
Pergi. Lepas tu dia just quote. Tak boleh orang buat macam ni. Tahu? Kau faham tak?
Ya, nak step gentleman lah kira. Comel.
Ya.
Dia bodyguard untuk apa? Aku nak tahu.
Tu lah kan.
Aku nak tahu.
Untuk founder mana tu?
Founder mana? Aku penat lah dengan cerita-cerita korang. Thank you so much guys for tuning into this episode. This episode is brought to you by Hijama Associates. Stay tuned. Jangan pergi mana-mana. Kita ada interview boss-boss Hijama Associates.
Yes.
Alright, bye.
So Sophia, you know how we always talk about macam girly stuff, like how to take care of ourselves, kan?
course.
But it's always macam the exterior.
Betul?
Kan, we also need to macam advocate macam, you know, dalam juga sis.
Yelah betul. Dia nak kena cantik luar dengan dalam.
Betul.
Yeah. So we often forget the dalam punya aspect tu lah.
Ya, betul lah.
That's why we have Hijama Associates here to explain to us what is Hijama all about. Yeah, so hello Fina and Fahmi. Thank you so much for coming down. Yes. Yeah, kita nak introduce korang lah kita punya sponsor terbaru, Hijama Associates.
Yes, I think most of the Singaporeans dah tahu dah pasal
Yes.
Hijama Associates.
Oh, Masya Allah.
Yeah, of course. They are one of the popular
The top lah.
the top lah.
Yelah.
Because we only get the top one lah.
Only the top lah. All our clients all number 1 lah.
Number one lah.
Number
Yeah,
one.
correct.
Yeah. So yeah, we have Fina and Fahmi here today. Tapi untuk orang-orang yang dekat luar sana yang tak kenal who is Hijama Associates, maybe you all can introduce yourself.
Correct.
Hi, my name is Fina.
Hi, my name is Fahmi.
Pandai korang naik-naikkan orang Lalu kita.
Betul.
Yeah, thank you for having us also. Kita very honoured to be here. So, so who are we maybe?
Yeah, so I'm Fahmi and this is Fina. So we are the owners of Hijama Associates. Yeah, we've been running this business or company about 8 years now.
Wow.
8 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
8 years. Yeah. And this is our full time. We're running this full time.
Masya Allah.
That's
Macam,
great.
yeah, I'm always so macam like curious tau about like macam business owners. Like, how do you guys macam came out with the business idea?
Okay, it was honestly it was so random. I just wanted to quit my 9 to 5 job.
Okay.
I was so done with it. And then I have a list of skill set that I have. I suka ambil course. Apa-apa semua I nak belajar.
Okay, that's good.
Jadi at that point macam I dah berhenti tu 24-hour notice. So I was like, okay, what do I do now? Aku main loncat je. So like, what's next? Okay, so I look at the list of things. Then I saw macam Bekam ni, I remembered how I felt when I belajar Bekam. I felt like it was magic. It was like a miracle. Like, oh my God, this is amazing. Jadi I macam, how about making this my job?
Wow.
So from there I started taking appointments sampai sekarang.
Wow, Masya Allah. Wow, I love that she just macam like, I want to quit.
Yup.
Without a backup plan. Baru dia fikir about the backup plan.
Ya, babe.
I love it. No?
Pasal kan, I pingsan dekat office.
Allah, kenapa?
Because it was too crazy. I was in the accounting sector. So it was like macam I OT every day sampai pukul 10. Saturday I OT sampai pukul 6. So I'm like I'm so tired. Then at one point tu it was so overwhelming, I pingsan.
No.
That's when I gave the resignation letter.
Betul.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah,
I
maybe this is for our audience lah. Don't get so comfortable lah. If you wanna macam, if you feel like macam tenaga you macam like you think that macam, I think I'm made for more.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Don't be afraid. Betul tak?
Don't
Betul.
think twice lah.
Yeah,
kan?
don't think twice. But of course, take calculated risk. At that point,
Ayolah.
husband I kerja full time.
Oh, yelah.
Yeah.
Jadi kalau I didn't work out, if we didn't work out also, it was like
Yelah, the
he's
husband
fine.
must like, you know.
Yeah.
About Fahmi pula, like before this you kerja apa?
Okay, I was in the aerospace industry. I was working on aircraft engines lah. Tapi itu pun tak lama. I was working on it about 4 years.
Okay.
Then after that, I think Fina started the business about 1 year already.
2 years.
2 years. 2 years. Then after that, she said like the demand for hijama was rising at that point of time.
Yeah.
Then she said a lot of the clients wants for the husband.
Yup.
So, in fact, some of them cakap don't mind, tak apa, like you can do for the husband. I'll be there to see lah.
Oh,
Macam gitu.
Kira kan he is not certified ya guys. Tapi orang macam tak apa Fina. He just becomes my hand. Apa?
So what I meant was like they want you to do, then the wife will be there to see.
Oh, lah malu lah. Segan kan kita.
Yelah kan suami orang kan.
Suami orang.
Then after that, I followed Fina. We did together. Then after that, I think about 7-8 months of practicing. Alhamdulillah. Then I decided to I think I still want to quit. I want to focus full time. Yeah.
Kan daripada fix aeroplane kan.
Yeah.
Senang tak fix aeroplane?
Ketang-ketang.
Honestly, I wasn't doing much of the fixing. I do a lot of eye power je actually.
Eye power.
Because kita banyak inspection sajalah.
Oh, inspection. Inspect betul-betul lah. Saya actually takut nak naik aeroplane. Aku sama macam like, diorang maintain ke tak aeroplane ni? Macam
tu kan.
faham tak?
Yelah. Macam-macam department ada. Dia eye powernya department.
Eye
Kau faham
power.
tak?
Kau faham tak
Dia
eye power?
bukannya ketang-ketung punya. Dia eye power.
Bukan Samsudin Oh, ini pakai exhaust besi ni. Bukan Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So korang dah start macam gitu and everything. So macam how has it been so far for Hijama Associates? Yeah.
Best lah.
Yeah.
I don't know, because,
Fulfilling kan?
it's a holistic thing lah. Like macam you know, okay, number one of course we kerja untuk sustain our life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number two is like kita get to help people and then it like gives back to us, you know. Macam it feeds our soul. So macam you don't go to work and you akan rasa macam oh my God, I miss my job. Like I miss seeing people. I'm a people person and I love to touch people.
Literally
In a good
and
way. So macam in a lot of ways it completes my life lah.
You suka heal people lah kan.
Suka
Macam
That's why dia macam touch lepas tu heal.
Yes, correct. Dia macam rasa very fulfilling macam bila macam orang sakit belakang kan. Fina datang, lepas tu sembuh. Dia feel good. You
Of
get what I
course
mean?
lah. It's a very wholesome job tau.
Wholesome is the word lah.
Wholesome.
Yes, correct. So usually macam
Yep.
customers yang datang kat korang kan, usually what's their problem?
Kita banyak dapat orang like the younger ones the 25-ish selalu sakit lah, sakit shoulder, sakit lower back because of office job.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, like new mummies, breastfeeding, belakang sakit, you know this kind. Yeah, so we got the kind.
Remember the pain?
I don't want to remember the pain lah.
Yeah, because sometimes what we notice some people don't understand or don't notice that lack of movement also can cause body aches.
Oh, yeah.
So, like a lot of people fikir macam like what do I do? Asal like tiba-tiba sakit badan padahal kerja office saja. But they didn't notice the lack of movement is causing the body aches.
Yeah. It's not natural actually badan kita to be staying in one position for so long.
Correct?
Yeah.
Kena keep active lah kan.
Yep, correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So, common issues. Okay, maybe for you tadi you cakap back issues kan, like lower back issues. Untuk lelaki pula sama juga.
I would say pretty much the same because of kalau lelaki maybe the labourers jobs usually a lot of lifting, so they tend to injure their lower back most of the time. So commonly is lower body ache, then maybe sometimes a lot of standing, long hours of standing, so kaki sakit. That's one of the common ones lah, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really very magical tau bekam ni. Sebab aku pun pernah buat dengan Hijama Associates juga. Many years back.
Saya pun pernah lah.
Yelah, pasal time tu macam dia macam I wouldn't say trending lah, but everyone was like, you know, promoting Hijama Associates. Habis kita pun FOMO lah kan nak try.
Aku tu paling FOMO lah babe. Kan?
Aku suka benda-benda massage, wellness ni semua. I'm all about that. Jadi aku buat time tu Fina came, aku ingat kau came to like
First
do massage, right? That was like a massage.
Urut
Dulu. Bekam
bekam
dulu.
saja.
Bekam saja. Tapi aku rasa the subsequent one was I think this one was a bit quite recent, macam last year or something, yang kita buat massage dulu. Lepas tu Fina cakap, kau nak buat bekam tak kat muka kau? Muka tau. And at a point of time aku had really bad acne. I was breaking out everywhere. So Fina macam suggested buat bekam dekat muka. Tapi aku macam downtown macam mana? Aku tak nak macam Pikachu-nya. Kau tahu? Because I had acne here and at my chin and forehead juga kan, tak silap aku.
I think we avoided the forehead.
We avoided the forehead. Pasal
The
aku
side.
tanya dia macam okay, macam mana downtime? Takkan aku nak macam lebam-lebam kat sini kan? Pasal the mark will stay. So she suggested just doing here, and then we did it. And it just felt like micro needling to me. Sebab all that bad blood came out. And then guys, miraculously acne aku hilang guys. Lepas tu, Masya Allah, seriously, and it was just one session.
Wow.
Aku was so impressed. Pasal macam I've been dealing with that shit for so long. So benda internal lah ni kan sebenarnya.
Yeah, you texted me right the week later. You say your redness semua dah kurang.
Yeah. And then the downtime wasn't so bad lah. Dia macam just kejap je. So cubalah guys.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really magic lah.
I baru tahu pasal ni tau.
Yeah, acne.
I thought macam bekam is just for the body. But
You can do-
hari ni, I'm 2 years old lah that I found out you can bekam in your face lah.
Yeah, and it's like micro needling, right? Correct. Dia macam regenerate your skin when you put, like you do all the bekam needle, huh? You regenerate the skin. Hey, laugh at me.
Understand?
You understand? Okay.
So what are other areas that we can bekam?
Generally.
Yes.
Actually, bekam you can do it a lot of places, except for certain places saja. Actually, you should ask me where tak boleh bekam.
Okay,
To be
where,
just
where tak boleh bekam?
Mulut.
Kalau celupa, aku bekam mulut hang.
Betul.
Betul.
Macam makcik tausik kan?
Kau bekam sikit mulut.
Aku try. Mata.
Oh, ya.
Yelah, kau lah berdarah.
Okay.
Kasim selamat kau. Okay.
Jugular veins.
Oh, sini neck
Yes, because it's dangerous lah, and also below the wrist area.
Oh, yelah.
Oh, sini. Yelah.
Yeah.
Oh, seram. Oh, okay. Lagi?
Leher tak boleh?
Leher?
Leher belakang?
At the back of the neck boleh.
Oh, boleh.
Front yang tak boleh. So the front ni lah tak boleh.
Yelah.
Lagi? Anywhere?
Punat.
Oh, yelah, sensitive areas.
Lagi kenapa?
Kenapa Tak pernah terfikir pula kenapa. Jawab ni.
Oh, I think it's just sensitive area.
Sensitive.
Ngilu-ngilu kan. Kau nak bekam punat fat.
Lagi. Chest boleh, chest.
The chest boleh.
All around the nipple boleh.
Sorry, for girls also?
Ladies also. Because okay, kita get people with mastitis.
Mastitis, you said
Mastitis. So we don't bekam darah. So usually kalau urut is very painful, right? Macam kadang orang tak tahan. So with bekam massage, cupping massage.
Faham.
You use the cup, we massage it. It actually reduces the mastitis, improve inflammation, reduces infection. Lepas tu improve inflammation, reduce inflammation. Lepas tu so far I tengok 1 kali buat je dah baik. And it's not as painful as massage itself.
Correct.
And it's amazing, honestly.
Oh, I didn't know. So you can do dry cupping kan?
Yeah, dry cupping.
Massage cupping,
Dry cupping,
on mastitis. Aku dulu pernah kena sakit Syul.
Aduh.
Dia pakai hot stone lah apa, macam tak work je.
Yup.
Dia macam mana, babe?
Dia macam just like a lump.
Faham.
And it's from milk.
Allah.
And then kau boleh sampai demam.
Oi.
So yelah,
Oh,
it's,
sakit.
it's so painful.
Okay,
wow.
lagi?
Okay.
Ada
Okay,
is
areas.
that-
Inner elbow. This one is debatable. Some people say boleh buat, some people say cannot buat. So we avoid that places.
Faham,
Because macam sensitive areas.
Okay,
Then nerve ending areas.
Nerve endings, yes.
Like apa, palm
tapak tangan,
and
tapak kaki. Yes, we avoid.
This one also debatable. Also banyak orang cakap tak boleh, ada orang cakap boleh. So it's like okay, tak apa, to each their own.
Yeah.
But that's all lah. Yang lain semua boleh buat. Dia nak buat kat perut,
Yeah.
dia nak buat dekat pipi, nak buat dekat lutut, semua boleh.
Yeah, basically we
Anyway,
do accordingly to your own condition lah. So nak buat dari kepala sampai kaki boleh, tapi antara perlu tak perlu je lah.
Faham.
Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, I think untuk kita punya listeners yang tak pernah buat bekam, maybe you can probably describe the pain, the pain level. Aku akan describe dulu. Untuk aku, pain level dia macam semut-semut gigit je macam. Kau tahu macam just like you take your nail, your pointy nail, and then you just buat gitu je.
Wow.
Untuk kau?
Coming from someone that has low pain tolerance,
Yes, I have very low pain tolerance.
means it's okay, guys.
It's okay.
Kalau Sophia cakap macam semut gigit
Semut gigit,
means
semut
okay. Aku have really high pain tolerance.
Yeah,
so,
we are total opposite.
Yeah.
So pada kau memang tak sakit langsung.
Cik, gitu action.
Ya ke?
Aku tak ingat actually. How did I react?
I thought you were very cool about it. You
Dia, she got high pain tolerance.
like that je.
Eh.
And you were really cool about it. But I could tell that you macam tu.
Ya, aku
a bit
FOMO.
Oh,
Tapi aku nak try juga bekam. So Fina did on me.
Faham.
Yes.
Okay.
But my body really felt lighter the next day, babe. Correct.
Okay, the thing about hijama is after kau dah buat, kau akan have the best sleep. Am I right?
Oh, yes,
You will really have the best sleep of your life. Kau akan fall into a very, very, very deep sleep. And lepas tu kau bangun, kau macam wow,
Fresh.
Okay, kau nak
kadang-kadang
describe.
apa nama dia like ada orang lepas bekam they want to go work.
Oh,
We
yes.
don't advise that lah. Pasal kadang-kadang for me myself I ride. After bekam I ride, I will really feel like I'm going to sleep on the motorbike. Like jangan.
Betul macam sleeping pill tau.
Macam
kau
kurang
makan.
ajar.
Ya, betul. Okay, how do you describe the pain untuk orang kat luar sana yang nak try hijama
Because
for themselves?
we do get different descriptions lah.
Okay.
Kira ranging like for
Okay.
both of you spectrum kan.
Yes, spectrum.
We do have
Correct.
clients yang describing macam semut gigit,
Yes.
tapi ada semut hitam, semut merah.
Oi.
Oh,
Yeah. So different semut. Habis we do have clients pernah cakap rasa macam kena stapler badan. But we don't know how they know lah dia rasa kan.
Nah, pernah kena stapler ke?
tak adalah sampai kena stapler.
Stapler.
Ada. Because different people different pain tolerance
Yeah.
kan. Yeah. So
I guess the least orang cakap rasa macam orang tengah garuk.
ada cakap geli. I buat it will menggelitis satu badan.
Yeah, we do have that kind
Fina
of clients.
geli. Ada kata macam kena garuk. Ada kata kena stapler. It's you need to know.
Correct.
Yeah, but the good thing about the practice is that kita boleh adjust the jarum or the lancet according to your pain tolerance. So some people
yes.
kalau tak boleh tahan, we will adjust accordingly.
Ya. Korang jangan risau. Dia bukan macam straight when kau baring. Time aku punya experience lah buat dengan hijama associate. Diorang macam tak, macam straight away do the panting tau. They will do one, okay tak? Diorang tanya.
Yes, correct.
Okay ke tak? Kalau okay, okay continue. Kalau tak okay, okay kita relax jap. Then korang
Definitely kita nak dekat yang macam kau tahan
siap.
kau tahan. Rakit pun tahan nak baik kan. We're not like that. We always be like macam you make sure you comfortable because we want you to come back.
Of course.
Not one time thing.
Yes.
So yalah guys, thank you so much for coming down and telling us about Hijama Associates. Untuk siapa-siapa yang nak try, please go and quote us. Sheet code TCC
TCC 10.
TCC 10 untuk dapatkan $10 off.
Yes, betul.
Yes, your first
sangat
visit.
worth it, guys. So yes, inner healing is very, very important also.
Yes.
So please spoil yourself and then book an appointment lah with Hijama Associates. So guys, you can check them out and follow them on Instagram at hijama.associates, or you can visit them at www.hijamaassociates.com.
Or you can also WhatsApp them at 93245513. Hijama Associates, because healing shouldn't wait. Thank you, and we see y'all in the next episode. Bye-bye.